sun came out, warmed up in here. This is what the coop looks like on a really cold day. Oh, there they go again. Come on, boys. Getting over it yet? Okay. Hi, chicken. Up here, this is Biter. Wants to come and take a bite of me. He didn't bite me. Worst of the cold is over. It'll get above freezing late in the day. That'll be wonderful. I have some plants in greenhouse 1, which is heated, that I want to move into greenhouse 2, which is not heated. Overcrowding. So I put some bamboo in here for the chickens. Look how pretty that stick is. I've already started winter sowing. These are blanket flower, and I pulled seed from the blanket flowers that are in my garden. That one. So I did some research because I'm new to blanket flower, and they do well being planted in the fall. Cold stratification. I had a pot in here with bulbs that I had to take out. There's been a mouse digging in it. Found one of the bulbs on top. So this greenhouse isn't safe from rodents. I mean, how seriously can I take it? I'll take it as far as I can take it. But I don't trust it. There's a problem. Duck squeaking. Got a cold. Or maybe it's a chicken. I don't know. Somebody's got a cold. They're squeaking and they're sneezing. Which does happen every time we have one of these really nasty cold fronts come through. There'll be somebody's got a cold. Few usually. I've been putting garlic in their water. Today I put probiotics in their water. There's always something. Vinegar. And especially in the winter. And if I use vinegar, I use very little. If I use garlic, it's just one little piece of garlic. It's not a lot. They don't need much. But anyway, yeah, they're going to get sick and sneezy and squeaky, and they'll be fine. Just like me. I mean, you know, happens to me too. Beautiful oregano. Some of the chickens. Ducks have a new spot away from the chickens, away from the roosters. They need a spot that's just theirs. They can go anywhere they want, but that's where the big water dish is, which means that's my spot. Spider, I feel your presence on my leg. Little Miss has her coat off. Her feathers are growing back in. She has some fur. And anyway, she got her coat all turned around. She got tangled up in it. The neck was on her chest, and it was tight, the neck hole. It was terrible. So we took her coat off last night and noticed that she's pretty furry. And I imagine she'll get furrier every day. She seems okay. I was worried about her chest being hurt or even maybe sore, right? From it being so tight on her chest. She's okay. She's alive. She's walking around. She has fur. It's good. It's a good day. Duckies are being ducky. Nobody's using this food dish, so I should probably move it out here where they want to be. This light doesn't need to be on. Open the indoor water dish is empty. It rests on a brick. I do feed and water them inside when it's really cold. And it's warm enough that the water doesn't freeze. There we go. Communal eating area. Oh, the chickens found the duck spot. Did Lowe's and Home Depot looking for these types of things. So I got 3 of these trees. White cedar? Cypress? White cedar cypress? I better look up that information again. It's now rolling off the tongue. But I had 3 of them for $21. They were 50% off. And the cans have no information. But what I was looking for this back area was tall, skinny evergreens. And that's what this is. It's a tall, skinny evergreen. Christmas bows aren't hurting my feelings because I did decorate this fence with grapevine and evergreens. Some twiggery. Bamboo, which I'm hoping to root here. So it'll be bamboo, evergreen, arborvitae, and then so on down the fence. Oh, my tree fell over. Yeah, I stopped using that tree because it keeps falling over, so it's headed for compost. So this is a different texture of evergreen. I think I'm going to put these in the front because they're a short, fat evergreen. They're not my favorite, but if I mix up the texture around vegetable garden, I think that would be ideal. They're like a little fat Albert. Short and fat. That'll look good as it grows in. This is their first day out in a while. The cold fronts are getting longer, so instead of a couple days, it turns into weeks of cold days. Back to back. Yeah, they were so happy when I let them out this morning. I left the front open and opened the gates. Hey, Ducky. Bought these trees in 2 different years. So this year I got 3 of these little fat Albert looking trees, short and fat. Oh, I want these lights off. I want them on another tree. It rained, everything's wet since I was out here this morning. Guess I went in at the right time. These lights don't have a timer, so I can only use them for a short time. I'm not going to keep putting batteries in them. They were fun for a minute. That's where I'm at. And that needs a plastic bag on it. I think I got one in my pocket. I have to find a rubber band. Something should make it stay. There we go, little tree. So when they're on all the time, let's see how long with the batteries. That one too, it's on all the time, so the batteries won't last long. And I only see them when I put the birds away. I can't see them from my windows. Windows up there. Oh, look, birds. How you doing, Chulo? My man, my little man. Boy, he comes running up to me when I come out all puffed up. Like a little peacock. You know, if you don't know your own bird, you would think, oh my God, he's going to attack me. But he is kind of in attack mode, but he's showing off. Look at me. I'm a beautiful rooster. He's doing a good job. Happy to have him. Evergreens. So I was going to put these in front of the garden where I just hung lights on the little tree. I was going to use these. The problem is the texture on these two are the same as the texture on the trees I just bought that go on the back fence. And I don't want the textures all to be the same. I want to mix them up. Look at the trunk color and see if the trunk's the same. Definitely thicker. When did I buy these? Been years. It's been years. They were in the water trough. And then they were over here. And I guess for now I'm going to leave them. Yeah. This one's more upright though. I mean, it's a similar arborvitae, but it's the one we were just looking at in front of the shed, I think, is a fatter arborvitae. This one's a skinnier one. The bird just flew right over my head. You know, when they fly close, you can hear their wings flapping. I've been working over here. I think it's thawed enough to dig a hole. But when I'm looking from the other side, what do I want to use these trees to screen? And if you turn around, this really isn't my problem spot. My problem spot is this. So I walk over here. This is the beginning of the screen. So when I'm walking across the yard over there, gardening and doing my thing, I want to see the trees. So the one over here needs to be part of a 3-0 over here. And the trail gets skinny on this side, so I have to be careful of that too. I want to keep my path wide enough. Boy, this camera's focusing not wonderful. In and out of focus. I have to play with my settings to fix that because it's happened more than once. To ruin a video or two before I notice the problem, and then it takes me a while to fix it. You know how when you learn something and it worked, but then you have to remember what you did and how you did it? That's where I'm at with this problem. Okay, so this is garden extras, right? And some extra stuff. Half of it's in the greenhouse. Let's go look over there. Birdie, birdie, birdie. That's Caesar. He's a pretty rooster too. Laid back. Good rooster. He doesn't run up on me all puffed up. He's just, you know, laid back. His ego's not giant. He just needs to do a good job. You know. He's a good boy. And he knows it. He doesn't need you to know it. Did you guys want to go in my garden? Just passing by? Okay. So I don't know. See these two entries? I like where they're at. They're kind of in a good spot. So maybe I just need to add one in the middle and line them up between the fence and the gate. So I put half of garden extras. This isn't half of it, garden extras, but it's some. It's what would fit. And there's a little bit more room. I could put a couple more things. So it's above freezing. This plastic's still driving me crazy, but you know, I can open the front here. I could get in and out. If it's cold, I'm not coming in here at all. And it's wet enough where I don't have to water it. It's not really drying out. There's not enough heat and sun to dry it out in here. I don't think my peppers survived, which is why I put the plastic on here. So I may end up just getting rid of the plastic. Do I really need it? I don't know. I don't like it. But yeah, so that's what I did. Perennials. Trees. My hardy hibiscus. Lamb's ear doesn't really need to be in here, but I think it'll come back faster in here. So just odds and ends. Looks like there's a lot of hibiscus in here. And there's one elderberry. Yeah, there may be a day I come in here and need some food, and this is the one that has it. I think I got it right. My goal is to get them put in the ground, but I could leave them in their pots. They'll winter better if I put them in the ground than leave them above ground. And then next year, if I need to make a change, I can make a change. I put a bunch of plants in here last year. Underneath all these pots are things that are planted in the ground. I think this one needs to go a little bit this way. So I did leave them in their cans. That way I have quite a long time to sit with placement. There's always a good stopping place in whatever projects I'm working on. My hands and feet are cold. And these are in the ground, but I still have things to do. Chickens, my chickens. I see them running back inside their coop too, because they gotta warm up. They're out, but they're gonna go in and warm up. Little chicken brains do work. I did get the little battery box wrapped in a baggie and tied tight so water didn't get inside. And I stood my tree back up. It was a flower tree, and the flowers dried on the tree, and then I added evergreens. The tree's been done for a long time now. It's just kind of getting undone. Things blowing off, wind knocking it down. So texture, that's what we were talking about at some point. Texture of this tree is very different from the texture of the shrubs. The boxwoods is very different from the texture of the trees I just put in. From what I could read about those trees, they have roots that go out sideways, fat, fibrous, sideways root growth. How big the tree's going to be can be judged by how fast it grows. If it grows 3 feet in the first year, that means the tree's going to be tall, maybe too tall. And I can clip the top of the tree to check the height. And if the roots are going sideways, they might end up in the path someday. That's okay, I can live with it. The trees are worth it. So no deep roots that could interfere with the septic. And I know this is the back of it. I don't know exactly how far the septic comes. I don't think it comes back this far. But if it did, these trees wouldn't bother the septic. My plant shelf was in the way. Stand. Duckies. They're so funny. I had a ducky with a sore foot for the past couple weeks. He's been favoring his foot and sitting down a lot. A little walking, a little paddling, a little resting, or looking at the garden gate again. I'm not going to leave it open because I don't want to catch chickens when it's cold or hot. Look at this one. This came up in my yard. This is one of those pokey evergreens. Well, maybe, yeah. It's just the pokey parts are real small. This one never had a tag because it came up in my yard. This one came up in my yard. There's a lot of these around us, around the property. So little sprouts are always coming up in the yard. And I've grown a few out. sure I'll grow a few more. Loving it. Loving life at the end of December. Hopefully wrapping up this video today, right now. Garden Extras. Love you guys. See ya.